Cooking breakfast for a house full of overnight guests can be the most overwhelming meal of the day. No matter how much preparation you do in advance, morning comes early for the family cook. Join me right here at the countertop this morning while I show you how to make an easy and elegant breakfast that'll feed 6 to 8 people in about 15 minutes. Crab toasties, crab melts, crab meltaways. They're all names I heard for this vintage recipe back in the 1970s when I was growing up. I like to call them Old English crab meat canapes because they use English muffins and Old English cheese spread. I've split 6 English muffins to form 12 English muffin halves. I'm going to take a few minutes to lightly toast them 4 at a time in my toaster. Just lightly toast is the word you want. It's just enough to start crisping them up a little. While I do that, I'm going to melt in my microwave a stick of butter with a ½ teaspoon of garlic powder and onion powder, and I'm going to preheat my broiler too. In a medium bowl, I've put 2 5-ounce jars of Kraft Old English cheese spread. And this, my mother always had on the door of her refrigerator. This was my original cheese and crackers. I loved it. If you've never tried it, I highly recommend you pick yourself up a jar. I've got a ½ cup of mayonnaise. And that melted butter with the garlic and onion powder in it, which is going to soften it up real fast. Get this all mixed around. And now, a pound of crab meat. This is blue crab meat. So we're just going to get that all folded in there too. And because the crab meat is pasteurized, this is like food safe to eat right now if you wanted to eat this. If you wanted to just make a hot, cheesy crab dip out of this, you'd be okay to do that. Okay, I'm going to clean up these dishes and I'll be right back to top my canapes. Oh, the topping for these canapes is wonderful. I'm using a nice big ice cream scoop, and I'm just going to put a generous scoop right on the top of all my canapes. These are so good. I used to love when my mother had company and she would make these. I've got 11 of them topped. Just gonna take a little bit off of each one to make sure that they all have a really good amount on top of them. Looking good. I'm going to pop these under the broiler for 3 to 4 minutes and we're ready to serve breakfast. Do you have any super easy recipes for breakfast that aren't casseroles? You have no idea how often I get asked that question. And these are my answer. Served bubbling hot and straight out of the oven with a cup of coffee or your favorite breakfast casserole, they're an absolutely delightful way to start the day. For all my recipes, just go to my website.